Oh, he's a ferocious sight, big plugger. Tony Lockett, the 1998 Coleman medalist, this year kicked his 6th bag of 100 goals and inching ever closer to Gordon Coventry's record of 1,299 goals, a record that stood for so many years. And I don't think it'll ever be broken again once Plugger's finished with it.
No, and he definitely will break it. He'll break it next year. But how many did you get, Jason? How many hundreds?
6.
6? So he's level. Do you think he'll get another one?
He probably will. He'll take everything off me, I think. But undoubtedly, one of the season's highlights was the North Sydney clash at the MCG. That's way back in round 8.
On May 16th, 43,000 fans witnessed one of the games of the season as the coat hangers break 17 points clear of the Kangaroos at half-time.
Dunkley's been reported, I would suggest.
They lead by 11 points, and any score resulting from this will hurt. That's a big kick from Wayne Carey. That is an answer. Oh, and what an answer.
Alas, for the Sydney supporters, the Roo Boy wins both the match and the Oscar.
I probably overacted and didn't do Andrew any justice.
While Andrew Dunkley serves his 3 weeks, Jason Dunstall, with bad knees and all, boots 6 in the first quarter against the Bulldogs.
Soccer, Aussie rules, whatever you like. You don't get much hotter than this.
Oh, that is sensational.
After 8 rounds, Dunstall has 32 goals, 8 behinds. Tony Lockett has 30 goals, 9. And Collingwood Sav Rocker is third with 26 goals, 18. St Kilda's Stan Alves becomes only the second St Kilda coach in 100 years to clock up 100 games, which just proves that Saints coaches are about as secure as African dictators.
Can't take the mark. Important here. Clement can kick the goal. Goes for it and does it. He's got it. I reckon they're home now.
Hey Stan, even commentating with crackers makes more sense than this. At the SCG in round 9, 2 of history's greatest full forwards play on the same field for the last time. Kelly takes aim, decides which of Plugger's nipples he'll hit, and the goal umpires start waving.
Very tight angle.
Well weighted kick wasn't. He's moved into space.
And here he goes, Lee. I'm sorry, but this is for 1,200. And he's done it! Plugger has joined a very elite group. Goal number 1,200. He now joins the man at the other end of the ground.
Plugger's 4th goal before half-time makes him only the 3rd player in 100 years to reach 1,200 goals. But the Hawks surge back to lead by a goal 10 minutes into the last quarter.
As Lockett bends around the body. Lockett. Green left it for Lockett. Couldn't take it. He goes again. Lockett. A snap. A high snap. A mighty snap by the master. They're back in front.
Could he kick 10 goals?
Lockett slams home 6 goals in the last, finishing with 11. Sydney win by the lazy 6. And Plugger is given the match ball as a souvenir to go with the scalps on his mantelpiece. Over at Football Park, full forward Scott Cummings is on his final chance for Port Adelaide. And after a wretched first half, he produces 4 last half goals to save his skin. For now. Whether you're playing on a feisty full forward or trying to save the Saints from self-destruction, this season is no place for the faint of heart.
And let me just tell you, there is nothing better than being a full forward. Let all the boys do the work, we finish it off and we get all the pats on the back. It's a fantastic life, that of a full forward, but I think it might be something of the past. There's not too many specialists left, are there?
No, I think they're a dying breed, mate, yourself, and once Plugger's gone, there'll be very few players that'll be able to reach the standard you've set.
And Tony Modra is now 29. His future's a little bit uncertain. Scotty Cummings has had an up and down year. Who else is there, James?
Well, I think Gary Lyons probably played that full forward role and he's looking at going, but there aren't many left. But Jason, disappointingly, Tony Lockett was able to overtake you with the amount of goals kicked, and you know, you were looking set to kick the record at some stage during this year, weren't you?
Look, it would have been nice to do it, but I didn't have my heart set on it. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But there would have been, look, it would have had a nice ring. Just at some stage, you like to sit down and say, kick more goals than anybody else.
We have got Matthew Lloyd coming through at Essendon, who well, could take you all on.
He could be the next, the new wave full forwards. And what about Sav down at Collingwood? He's been much maligned. He's good. He's bad. I mean, he's got to get a level of consistency, hasn't he?
Yeah, Sav's copped a fair bit over the last couple of years, but I think a comment he made earlier, or about a week ago after the season, he's had more than 100 shots at goal, about 120, 130 shots at goal in the last 3 or 4 seasons. So he sees himself and his accuracy as the issue rather than anything else, which is quite interesting. I was interested to hear that, and I definitely think he can kick 100 eventually. Well,
it'd be great for Collingwood, and it would be great for the full forwards if he could, and we certainly hope to see some more of Sav Rocker in the years to come. And a big thanks to Todd Viney for joining us tonight. Commiserations on last week. It's been a great year for you, I guess. Some more plans, part of the wake on the weekend, is it?
Yeah, we'll go out and have a few drinks and talk about the year that was, and perhaps look forward to next year now with a bit of optimism and try and go another step further.
Next year, the year that might be. Well, next we're going into the coalface with David Parkin, and later on, wise words from the man leading the rebirth of the Demons.
Imagine you're 2,000 feet above ground, hanging from a flimsy paraglider, and you're asked to bungee jump?
3, 2, 1.
This poor girl's dared to do just that. An Australian first on Who Dares Wins Sunday. Then, when is the news funny?
The West Australian.
7 o'clock, some of the funniest news bulletins you'll ever see. Plus outtakes from Ab Fab. And Teresa Livingston shares some of her most embarrassing moments. All-time greatest bloopers, Sunday at 7.
Home buyers, save thousands and cut years off your home loan without extra repayments. Home Offset combines your home loan, bank account and credit card. While your salary reduces your mortgage, use your credit card to pay your bills. Up to 55 days, interest-free. Then pay your credit card by the due date. It's that simple. Call 131 575 or visit your branch. The Bank of Melbourne cuts the cost of banking.
For the holidays, I went to the beach. For the holidays, we went to the coloured sands. On the holidays, my dad took me out to Nace Farm. For the holidays, I went to Sovereign Hill.
At Sovereign Hill, you can enter the draw to win a $5,000 solid gold nugget. And every day of the holidays, you can find a $100 nugget in the diggings. So rush to Sovereign Hill.
Baby, it's time.
Introducing new Masterfoods Squeezy Mild Mustards with tangy tomato mustard or the unique taste of Masterfoods Dijonaise. A mix of Dijon mustard and creamy mayonnaise. Simple, and the taste, amazing. New Squeezy Mild Mustards from Masterfoods, the Taste Master.
Okay, Nobby, I'll call you in New York. One of the best things about AAPT Smart Chat is the people you deal with. Smart Chat's friendly operators are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to answer all your questions. And they're so easy to talk to.
Θα σας εξυπηρετήσουμε με τον καλύτερο τρόπο.
See what I mean? No wonder they've been awarded Best Customer Care Phone Company in Australia. Isn't that right, gang? Yes! Are we allowed to say that?
never get rid of that, mate.
I know, but we just can't shift it. We truly can't. There's nothing we can do.
If you're not sure about John Howard's GST, just remember that once it's put in place, you'll be stuck with it, stuck with it, stuck with it, stuck with it. Authorised by Barry Jones for the ALP Canberra.
There's a point in the difference.
So nervous, I've got to go to the loo. It's all yours, Brooksy.
Well, there's always someone bigger standing next to you. Always someone longer waiting in the queue. You know that it's a problem, there's not a lot you can do. There's always someone bigger standing next to you.
Welcome back to That Was the Season That Was, as we're joined now in the studio by a celebrated teammate of the great man himself, James Hird. He's a newly crowned All-Australian, Matthew Lloyd. Congratulations, Matthew. It's been a fantastic year for you.
Yeah, thanks, Jace. It was a big honour and it was a good finish to the season.
And I know the two of you must be looking forward to actually spending some time on the field together instead of one on, one off.
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, to play with Matty, he's had a fantastic year, and learn a bit off him maybe, or just kick the ball in would be fantastic.
He's taken a little bit of the spotlight off you, James.
It's actually been a good thing to have someone there who's been doing so well.
And tell me, who gets the most fan mail out of the two of you?
I think he's overtaken me.
I heard he's overflowed on the locker room floors, and I write back to mine, so I think they're still writing to me.
We'll talk about overflowing. We saw a little bit of it earlier. What happens when you're out on the footy field, it's quarter time or three-quarter time, and you just have to go?
You go up the race and use the toilet, Jason.
It's very time-consuming, James. We saw a lot of players actually get caught this year because they knelt down on the ground to try and cover it up, but the AFL's had a crackdown, and all of a sudden you can, I guess, incur fines if you get caught urinating on the ground.
Your boys have been part of it in a big way, a number of times.
They have.
I think that era has come to an end where you can use the rest of the boys as a wall. I remember the last round, the first time I've ever felt like doing it was the last round this year, and I had to hold the full bladder in. I think more boys are going to be running around with a bit of extra weight in the first and second quarters.
Well, it certainly is making things tough. And speaking of passing samples, there's a big man up north who's had a season that he'd rather forget.
It's finally over. The tribunal finding tonight that Alastair Lynch could not be branded a drug cheat because he was given the wrong information from ASDA, the Australian Sports Drug Agency.
Alastair joins us. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Obviously extremely relieved, happy and feel vindicated.
Yeah, certainly it's been a very stressful period, especially over the last 3 to 4 weeks, but for it to come out with a not guilty verdict tonight has certainly taken a huge weight off my shoulders.
It's midwinter, that time of the year when the papers run with their annual speculation over Mick Malthouse's future. Some clubs will pay anything for an hilarious after-dinner speaker like Mick.
I think the people are they're unforgiving if you do something wrong, but they are very, very appreciative if, you know, there's no question they appreciated a couple of our boys' work, and as the Collingwood boys did, and every now and again it doesn't, you know, it's good for the soul.
At 5 o'clock on Wednesday, May the 27th, the Eagles announced that Malthouse will be their coach until the end of 2001. David Parkin rings Mick to ask Mick if he can help him with any good jokes. Carlton's 8th consecutive defeat in round 9 equals its worst run for the past 50 years. Mick responds that the silliest thing he's seen in years is when West Coast and Geelong go goalless in a torrid first quarter at Cardinia Park.
Everywhere you go, you can always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. You take the weather with you.
The Geelong game is Eagle John Worsfold's 200th.
Like I said, all my inspiration's been you blokes, and you were again today. That's all I expect. And we start to drive our advantage home from now, boys. Come on!
Feeling the pressure of international acclaim after winning the Booker Prize, Stephen Hawkins' brother Doug overdoses on the power of one with this pronouncement.
Here we go.
for mine. Thank you, umpire. Not for mine. Well, he'd be pretty safe there when he goes up Monday night. Don't worry about that.
Smart is outed for 2 weeks. Hawkins takes his feet out of his mouth and calls Bill Clinton's hotline on how to apologise. Sydney gets Smart.
This is 86 calling control. This is 86 calling control. Come in, control.
A chaos agent is sprung doing the old earpiece from control trick. The chief is fined $2,000 and told that if he does it again, he'll have to share 99 with David Parkin, locked in the cone of silence. The goal umpires are featuring in more replays than F-Troop. Umpire David Shawcross sets a record in his first game by signalling the first 19 goals of the match. The other umpires of the night award David the match ball. He takes home a regular McSherrin with no scratchings.
We expect you to win it with your turn to win it now, Rhett. We've never asked you before. We're asking you now. We can demonstrate to the footy world there's a bit of substance in the blue and maybe in the blue. Really, navy blue. That's the real substance. In one game we worked our way to the front to win. If we are going to win this game, I will make my
Carlton finally breaks its 8-game losing streak.
Towards the half forward. Here comes Murphy again. Can't take it. Lions go to ground. Clapmay stands up. Comes on. Goes on to White. Runs onto the ball. Takes the mark. Does he? No, he doesn't. Picking back onto him. Man, what's he doing up that end of the ground?
Heart surgeons end their round-the-clock vigil outside the Carlton coach's box. And Optus announces it's relieved that a potentially life-threatening seizure has been avoided. Parkin's relief is John Northey's misfortune.
A coach's job is always under threat, not from the club, by the media.
Brisbane declares its support for Northey. Everyone knows what that means. All eyes focus on Brisbane's turmoil, including one pair of eyes which should be watching the goalpost. Yep, it's another one for the man in the hat, as this shaves the post.
He'll play on and kick a goal. Justin Blundell, finish it off, and he does.
Hit the post, maybe, Sandy, they're trying to say here.
I don't think so. Johnny Hassel, is it?
Well, the boundary umpire didn't see it. I think it's going to stand. He's going to the other boundary umpire. I see nothing to quote.
Look at Harford climbing the post.
Peter McKenna, you saw it. You're just there. What did you think, Pete?
I had a good view. It definitely hit the post. I'm not coming down today. Admit it's a point.
A nail-biter, as this kick is the difference between winning and losing in round 11.
Take your time.
Check side kick.
Yep. West Coast fought their way back into the game. Port with a chance. He's kicked it. He's hit the woodwork. He has hit the near side post.
You would think would be the biggest win the Saints have had over Sydney / South Melbourne in 183 meetings between the two clubs.
The Swans have nosedived from Get Smart in May to become the Mickey Mouse Club in June. The Saints flog them by 17 goals.
All right, handball to Sirakoski. Sirakoski
He's got to do is keep running, Bruce.
Yeah, there's nobody there. Just keep going and kick your third goal. He measures it, goes for it. We're back to 100, Lou. He likes it.
Sydney completed the most lamentable trilogy of performances since the actors in Police Academy 5, 6 and 7.
How's this goal?
Now not taking advantage of their situation in the opening term. Suddenly we have a game where we're back to a kick. Moncourse goes very early. Francis tried to get through in the centre. Longmire, well done. And Abraham, brilliantly done. Fantastic football through the centre. Oh, could he kick a goal? Could this left foot go through? It does! Unbelievable!
Kerry gives Brown one of his rare thrashings.
Welsh down towards centre-half forward. Back they go, Brown and Carey. Carey could have been held on to. It matters not. He's kicked his third.
While Tony Shaw tries to get the Wet Willies to rise again.
Let's get some quick
Waverley, over 70,000 see Harvey and Jones pilot the Saints to a 27-point victory over the Tigers.
Koski almost. Healy at the back. Flips the ball on. Harvey. Good hands. Aussie. Go Aussie. Right to the goal square.
Oh, what a finish. What a finish.
By the end of round 11, the league stars are looking sicker than Boris Yeltsin. Brownlow medalist Michael Voss breaks both his tibia and fibula bones.
Parker underneath it. Voss, great work by the Brownlow medalist. And he hurt himself, I think, as he landed there.
Richmond suffers a huge setback when Duncan Kellaway's left knee shatters. Whether you're stuck on the roof, running from the mouth, flying back and forth to the firing squad, or trying to see what's what, this season is no place for the faint of heart.
Well, it certainly was a tough year for some, of course, the Alistair Lynch drug saga now. And not just talking about Alistair Lynch, we saw young Justin Charles of Richmond, of course, go for drugs. We've had a few players testing positive for marijuana. I know you're only a young player, Matthew, but what's your thoughts on drugs in the sport?
It was great that Alistair Lynch did get off after what he went through, but there's no way you can condone drugs, because with the young players, there's no way that should be seen as the right thing to do. And I'm wrapped for the way he got off, but I think it should be banned.
Now, Nathan, are we naive to think that the sport of AFL is relatively drug-free, do you think?
Oh, there's no way it will ever not be. There's no way it will ever be fully drug-free. I believe there are supplements that are available to players at any time, be vitamins or minerals or whatever they are. There's always going to be supplements taken. There's always going to be something extra that helps you get along. But in the end, you need to have some drug-free and a list that is prevents you from taking performance-enhancing stuff.
Well, what about marijuana? I mean, it's certainly not performance-enhancing. Should we be tested for marijuana?
Drugs shouldn't be taken. Marijuana's a strange one because the community's allowed to smoke marijuana, or they don't get tested for marijuana. So there's no reason why the community shouldn't be tested, and the AFL players should be. I think that the AFL players are probably hardly done by being tested for marijuana. It's not performance-enhancing. No, it doesn't help you at all. It'd mellow you out, doesn't it?
It might help you relax before a big game. And another part of the football fraternity that certainly had a tough year, well, the goal umpires, and we saw that disgraceful decision against Essendon, which probably cost Hawthorn the game in hindsight. It was a
you've whinged about it all year,
it was a crucial moment of the game. The ball has hit the post and come off at 45 degrees. They've asked a couple of boundary umpires who just shook their head and didn't want to know about it. A couple
of blokes in the crowd too, I think.
And at the end of the day, it's cost us the game.
We won by a goal, so we would have won by a point. So it really doesn't make much difference.
How do you figure that?
Percentage. Well, if it was a point, we'd have won by a point.
Hang on, instead of all of a sudden going back to a 50-50 ball up in the middle of the ground, we've got possession of the ball.
Down the other end of the ground?
Yeah, but you've got possession, and possession's a great thing. We've seen Collingwood were the first to invent, 3 kicks from one end to the other, kick a goal, Nathan. It's that simple, isn't it?
Can we get off it, please?
Well, how do we solve the goal umpire issue? What's the answer? Should we have 4 goal umpires?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think, look, we've made a couple of mistakes, but people are allowed to make mistakes, and they'll get over it. They'll do a better job next year.
Yeah, well, as a forward, and speaking for all forwards, we don't condone any mistakes by the goal umpires. They're very crucial. Coming up on That Was the Season That Was, we'll find out what's wrong at Collingwood, and a little later on, what happens when the wheels fall off a favourite.
"50 years ago, he disappeared. Now, half a century later, he's returned.
You're the guy that they're looking for.
What's the big secret about a man who's been dead for 50 years?
He's still the same age, still the same person.
It's gotta be him.
But there's more than one thing about him.
How did you do that?
That's very, very different. Premiering Thursday at 7:30. The Visitor on 7. crusty bread, thickly spread with cool Philadelphia. Pure indulgence. Spreadable Philadelphia.
Get ready for the ultimate adrenaline rush at the 1998 Qantas Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix, October 2 to 4 at Phillip Island. Book now through Ticketmaster on 131641. The 1998 Qantas Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. It's adrenaline to burn.
It's no sir.
Amazing stories in Retrovision.
Okay, Earthlings, let's see if you will cheapen yourselves on the table of truth.
9-9! Victor 2 and 4 strike mower, $429 with a bonus.
Impressive.
TX 34cm TV, now a low, $259.
Thank you.
You can't miss!
Black & Decker toaster, only $19.90, master.
I knew you would cooperate. Commander, from fridges to hi-fis, these Earthlings are cheap, but only at Retrovision's amazing September sale, where top brands cost less.
Gravy Train, a job requiring comparatively little effort or work for good payout benefits, etc.
Like Greybox. Greybox, little effort, big results.
Get ready for the ultimate adrenaline rush as the world's best riders put reputations and finely tuned machinery on the line at the 1998 Qantas Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix, October 2 to 4 at Phillip Island. See 3 Grands Prix in one day as Aussies Doohan and McCoy take on Biaggi, Creville and new stars Simon Craver. Tickets are now on sale from $25, so book now through Ticketmaster on 131641. The 1998 Qantas Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. It's adrenaline to burn.
John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Pulp Fiction, Sunday on 7.
Oh, bless your hands on my home. Run your fingers through my soul.
Welcome back to That Was the Season That Was. They say there are only 2 types of coaches, those that have been sacked and those that are waiting to be sacked. Well, in 1998, the first coaching casualty was John Northey.
The big news today, the sacking of Brisbane Lions coach John Northey. After weeks of speculation, the former Richmond Premiership player was today given his marching orders. He's the first coach of this season to bite the dust.
Brisbane are becoming old hands at one of football's long-standing traditions. How to shoot a sheriff so coldly that the town breaks open like a bad mango. 2 of the posse quit. The hired guns realise that the next bullet is theirs and almost pull off a miraculous victory for that old gunslinger, Roger Merritt.
Remember Bradshaw, socket one to level the scores. Hart,
St Kilda are firing, and Stewie Lowe is giving them a rev up against Collingwood.
Got to have a real positive start, okay? Got to be real intense, real hard at it, set the scene. I'll know in 1 minute if we're switched on, okay? Everyone, okay? Real hard at it, desperation, 1% is right. Come on!
Expect the unexpected down here. Come on,
Collingwood's Tony Shaw uses one of coaching's shrewdest techniques. How to bag an umpire without getting fined or referring to aliens. Shaw complains about the 17 frees awarded to St Kilda, many by Bill Della's son, Gavin.
Someone who used to be involved in the AFL has got a son out there who probably shouldn't ever get out there on the footy field again. I don't know whether he's a player or not. I'll leave that to you blokes.
Sheedy's in the lunar bin after the Bombers go down by 2 points to Adelaide.
Danger here, picked up by Olorenshaw. Gets it off to Carcour, 45 metres out. David Carcour, that's a great kick for goal. He's got it.
The
good tackle by Wren gives Ormond Allen a chance to Rashudo. The Roo can just about seal it. 50 metres out, 46, he goes to home. They rise as one because he's put them in front. It's a Bahar.
And the umpire getting in the road there of Michael Gardner.
Grant Vernon for the second time tonight.
Grant Vernon went down so often on Friday night, someone ought to give him Viagra.
Watch out, little boy, don't lose your balls.
Sergio Silvani's little boy, Stephen, passes his old man's career games total of 239. The fullback of the century prefers to forget some of his other passes.
Watch out, little boy, don't lose your balls.
Runs it out wide to Urio across the line. Oh, we talk about a game of millimetres. To make his mark here from right on the 50, gives it a ride. It's a classic ride. It's home. This is
Round 13 sees history when all 6 non-Victorian teams score victories in the same round.
They like it, and so does he.
What a moment for a teenager.
The record is greeted with rejoicing in far-off states. But in Melbourne, Jeff Kennett immediately announces a new Grand Prix. Crown claims it's making a profit. And Sheedy proposes that all state capitals be swapped around to encourage national flexibility. When Essendon and West Coast meet in round 13, 2 men are hell-bent on proving their critics wrong. Peter Matera has been slammed in the West Australian by writer John Townsend. In The Age, Dermot Brereton has written a prominent column saying James Hird isn't worth his pay.
Mark kicks to Hird, got it. Well, could James go back and kick the first goal of the night?
Hird marks in the first minute, lands, tears his hamstring yet again, and leaves the field.
He's hurt himself by the look of it, and is going to come from the ground, Hird. Well,
let's hope he hasn't got his hamstring again.
Remember that he's missed a number of matches this year because of the hamstring. He's only played 6 out of the 12.
Oh, Dipper, a beautiful tap by Jason Ball to Peter Matera, and the Eagles have got their first goal.
Matera's anger is Essendon's misfortune. His 7 goals win the match for West Coast.
Himself up, Matera, and lets fly. What a great kick. He's got it. What a goal.
Simmons in towards centre half forward for the Eagles. Matera, one-hander. Magnificent stuff.
With Hird, Kelly, Graham, Neitz, Kellaway, Voss, Toya, Dunstall, Liberatore and others sidelined by injury, the AFL clubs are finding they need tons of bandages and truckloads of ice.
3 points the difference, 27.5 minutes gone. McCartney to half forward. Ball comes to the back and Carey gives to the run of Grant. Grant on his left foot, it's bouncing towards the goals. Longmire getting back and it dribbles through for a behind.
This 2-point loss to Hawthorn is North Melbourne's last for the home and away season.
Dent will come back to Garlick. Jones chips in. Beautiful intercept. Deserves a goal. And he got it. What a ripper. Great play.
When the Saints are hot, they're hot. St Kilda and the Bulldogs show off before their biggest ever home and away crowd. 50,000 see the Saints march to the top of the ladder without a care in the world. And this Aussie battler is already organising his finals party. The Magpies are tumbling towards another August departure, repeating their dubious record of 1996 and 97 by not winning a game in June. it's a whiteout.
Really talks to him, doesn't provide the shepherd. Back towards White. What will White do? Will he kick his down?
Collingwood President Kevin Rose confirms negotiations have taken place with James Packer to take a sponsorship interest in the club. James is tall, rich, and even more handsome than Monkey. But how will he go with a wet willy? Whether you're a media baron with a spare million, or a media darling with more than just wounded pride, or you've died with your boots on, this is no season for the faint of heart.
Well, it's certainly a question of great conjecture. Do you sack a coach during the season? I'm not quite sure that that is the answer, but it's amazing how when a coach is replaced at the next couple of weeks, the team all of a sudden fires up, don't they?
They do, but it didn't work for Brisbane this year. They still finished on the bottom of the ladder, and I don't think coaching John Northey worked for them at all.
Although when Roger Merritt was appointed as his successor, he had, I think, a draw and a win in the next 2 weeks, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think it made much difference to where they finished on the ladder. They finished on the bottom. You can't really say that has worked.
I've actually heard Todd Viney speak about when Neil Barn was sacked and how disappointed he was that the next week they could come out and win for the new coach. So I feel they do fire up for that game, but it's not something I'd want to go through.
I think once the coach goes, everyone else starts thinking, well, if he's gone, maybe I'm next, so it's time to fire up. Well, one man whose longevity, I guess, is unquestionable in modern times is the Essendon coach, Kevin Sheedy.
Yes, it is, Jason. He
was it 18 years,
18th year this year, and he's put his hand up. He wants to coach for his 19th, and I suppose he will be there for his 19th season.
Do you get sick of hearing the same voice over and over, Matty? I know you've only been there 4 years.
That's what I was just about to say. I feel that he's new to me still, and I love the way he coaches, but I'm not sure if it's hard on guys like Mark Harvey and Bomber Thompson, who had the same coach for, say, 10 or so years. Probably was a bit hard, but for me, I still find Sheed's pretty good.
Not a problem for you, James. You just don't listen anyway, do you? You put your head down and think about other things.
I'm sure that the way Sheeds goes about his football, though, and he does come up with new things, whether they be about football or Martians or marshmallows.
He comes from left field a lot, Bucks. Yeah, he certainly does. He's certainly got plenty of Martians in his life. Yeah.
He's lucky that some of them don't come back to haunt him, though. Well, we also heard a very interesting comment there from Aussie Jones to Western Bulldogs star Brad Johnson after the Saints had a big win over the Bulldogs earlier in the year in front of a huge crowd. He said, we'll see you in about 13 or 14 weeks.
Pretty brave.
The big match-off. He's talking about the grand final.
Things come back to haunt you, don't they?
Well, you're talking about that, yeah, and certainly it has, because St Kilda, obviously, the first half of the season was fantastic, but the second half they just went from bad to worse.
They fell just after that game, I think, 2 or 3 games after that, and I think they won 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, so they didn't have a good second half of the year, and you can't really go into a final series winning 1 or 2 games out of your last
and you just wonder if Aussie remembered saying that and wondering if it would come back to haunt him, don't you?
Confidence isn't such a bad thing. But and obviously at that stage St Kilda were going very well, so it's not really misplaced. But yeah,
the fine line between confidence and arrogance, I think, a very, very fine line. Well, we must thank Matty Lloyd for joining us. Thank you very much, Matthew, and once again, congratulations on being named All-Australian.
Thanks a lot, guys. Great to be here.
Certainly has had a fantastic season. Coming up next, the trials and tribulations of one Kevin Sheedy, funnily enough, and later, well, Libba's back to haunt the enemy.
This 7 News Update brought to you by Colonial, giving you fresh insurance, investment and banking solutions.
Headlining news, an inferno burns into the night following a huge explosion at Victoria's main gas refinery. There's now a critical shortage of gas in the state. As a result, AFL fans face a grand final minus hot chips and pies, and the players will have to do without hot showers. Muhammad Ali has arrived in Australia. We'll tell you why he's here and who won the 17 mil in Powerball. Details in 7 News.
Thanks very much, mate. Good evening, madam. My name's Ron, and I'll be assisting you this evening. May I recommend the free-range Cornish hen, seasoned with a fusion of breadcrumbs, parsley and thyme, then seared over coals, accompanied by a side order of julienned King Edward potato, cooked to a golden hue.
The right wine can turn a simple meal into a gourmet's delight. So to know what you're looking for, look for the Tastemaster Wine and Food Matching System at Liquorland.
Happy anniversary, Holden. Got you on my mind.
Holden's out to prove they're #1 for value. With V6 Jackaroo from just $39,990. Air conditioning, dual airbags, ready to go, no more to pay. And the value doesn't stop there. New series Rodeo cab chassis, great value, from just $15,990. And you could win an Ansett holiday at your Holden dealer now.
Happy anniversary, Holden.
When you've found the new car you have to have now, call the Bank of Melbourne and apply for your super fast car loan now over the phone. Call 132 651. The Bank of Melbourne cuts the cost of banking.
And here's a romantic little number for all you lovers out there.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby, trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down.
The Freedom Summer Range and Catalogue, in store now.
When it comes to bathroom, kitchen and laundry products, Reece has just what you're looking for. All the top brands at prices you can afford. And with over 100 showrooms throughout Australia, you won't have to look very far to find us. So when it comes to building or renovating, it all comes together at Reece. To find it in your showroom, call this number now.
The response we've received to Dr. Charles Foster's views on whiskers, whiskettes and urinary tract disease in cats has been enormous. So, if you'd like to know more about this or any other cat matters, call us on 1800 640 111.
CRV, the four-wheel drive from Honda. It'll help you get more out of life.
The right wine can turn a simple meal into a gourmet's delight. So to know what you're looking for, like Rosemount Estate Shiraz Cabernet for just $8.99 a bottle, look for the Tastemaster Wine and Food Matching System at Liquorland.
Footy, pies and cash. Thanks to the Great Southern Pie Company's AFL Footy Pie, you could win $5,000 cash just by ringing now. And don't forget, for your next chance to win, be watching tomorrow's AFL Grand Final live on 7.
Come on, tease me. Come on, tease me, baby. Come on, tease me. I can take it, baby.
Certainly no faint heart when we're talking about Paul Bullis and Gary Hocking. And we're joined now by one of Paul Bullis's teammates, Nick Daffy. Great to have you, Nick.
Thanks, Chase. Good to be.
And, well, a disappointing end to Richmond's season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was very disappointing. We thought we were doing pretty well most of the year, and then in the end, we didn't. It was just a waste.
And Daff, what did Geeshan say to you at the end of the season? Did he have a go at you blokes about the way you played in that last game?
Yeah. Look, straight after the game, he was sort of pretty cool about it, and then after a while, like a couple of hours later, we had another meeting, and he got stuck into us, and we had a few meetings since, and in the end, he really got stuck into us and said it was very disappointing, which it was.
Been reappointed for another couple of seasons?
Yeah, just the other day he got reappointed, which I think's good because I think we're on the right track. So I think we just all have to stick together and start again next year.
He seems like a real players coach. I mean, he seems to get down to their level a lot and has a good relationship with them. Is that the way it actually is, sort of?
Yeah, look, everyone gets along with him pretty well, and he knows when to obviously pump you up and to get stuck into you. So he's a very good people person. He knows how to he knows everyone's personality and how to pick and talk to everybody. So he's good.
Well, good luck to Jeff Geeshan and the Tigers over the next 3 years. But certainly one of the year's big talking points related to a particular kind of confectionery. Have a look at this.
Dawson to me, he'd be a pink marshmallow, Dawson, and Miller would be a white marshmallow. I mean, that's about where I see those two softies, when it gets down to that sort of stuff. I mean, he's probably just chairman selectors because he's got an investment in the club.
Sheedy's broadside at 2 North officials is a scud out of nowhere. Sheeds makes mayhem out of a mere suggestion that the Kangaroos may feel that, just possibly, the Bombers, under absolute pressure, could have occasion to be a bit, soft.
Sheedy has brought into question his capacity to maintain the self-control expected of a team leader.
War correspondents believe Sheedy is throwing a hand grenade into the enemy camp, and that no one is more dangerous than Sheedy with his back to the wall. His season in the balance, his job on the line. It's marshmallows all round as Sheedy stays on earth long enough to break Dick Reynolds' 416-game Essendon coaching record by beating Richmond and keeping the Bombers' final aspirations alive. It's the biggest crowd of the season, over 83,000.
Us turning the ball over.
I know, that's right. State of Origin weekend passes almost without notice, except for impressive auditions by two motivators who are willing to travel anywhere to coach. Ah, the marvel of modern communications.
Can you hear it? Put Berkey on for Wayne Campbell just to finish it off. Yeah, Berkey on for Wayne Campbell just down the win.
While Lethal surfs the internet for his network server, Damien Drum pulls out an old but sneaky trick. Joel Bowden comes off the field, but no one replaces him. Then, seconds later, Joel reappears in the forward pocket. Cravats are off in the hallowed chambers of the Melbourne Cricket Club as a television dispute sends a minor tremor through the country's most famous sporting ground. The virtual advertising row is the G's biggest fight since Captain Blood hung up his knee bandage.
Any game, including the grand final, could be relocated if the dispute isn't resolved.
What it's really about is the right of us and our colleagues in the media to go in and out of the MCG, having got the rights to do so.
The warring parties join in a Mexican standoff. It's probably safer on the field than in the long room, except if you're on the end of this one from Stewie Lowe.
Stone beautifully just rainbows it over. Here's another one for Riccardi. Put it there. That's his play. That's his goal. Do more of it, mate.
Stewie Lowe's been reported too. Wheels.
The big cat gets 3 hours in hospital, and Buckets gets 3 weeks in Stan's sin bin. Malcolm Blight is riveted to his seat as the Crows engage in a thriller with Carlton in round 16. Then, this frenzied finish to the clash with the Dockers.
So do the Dockers. They both want it so much. Smart. Stuart was smart. High ball. Is it a point? Is it a point? It's not. He's missed the lot. And the Dockers have won it. The Dockers have won it, I think. Can you believe it? They've won it.
In round 16, the long-awaited Carey-Djakovic conflict is about as one-sided as the Falklands War. Carey bombards Djakovic, then McIntosh, and sinks the reinforcements. He's so frightening, he could almost scare Thatcher.
It's a bad day for West Coast when the wrapper of a pie being opened is audible in the Subiaco outer.
Hurd in front, Young behind. Hurd stays in the contest very well. Met very heavily, but fairly. It was Mitchell coming through. Hurd's down, slow to get up. He's having a snooze as Everett and Fletcher now work in the forward pocket. Assistance for the Bombers.
James Hurd sees stars, but stays on his feet long enough to keep the Bombers in the fight for the finals. Essendon by 3 points in a contest which stirs the spirit.
Here's Buick. He runs. He straightens onto the right. He kicks the goal. Bombers back in front.
I think they're going to lose this one, the Saints. What a game of footy. There can be only one winner. It's Essendon. What a finish.
The tribunal makes headlines when it gives Craig Bradley its first suspended sentence for a decade after he's found guilty of charging Jose Romero. Some sections of the footy world are mystified. Chairman Brian Collis explains that the tribunal is taking into account Bradley's 281-game career. Bradley has been guilty only once before, in 1993, for stomping on, you guessed it, Jose Romero.
Wayne Carey, he puts... Winston Abraham special.
Winston's whopper, Plugger's 9 goals, Melbourne's blitz of the Lions. The stakes are suddenly rising as the High Flyers get a sniff of the September air. Sydney and West Coast play one of the games of the year in round 19.
Well, he does beautifully. Shannington should kick a goal. Goes for it and kicks it. Plugger, well done.
Stevens assist. He kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Over the head of Barry and Morrison. The race is on. Barry recovers. Goal leaping Leo. Set the hand pass to Lockett. Lockett across to O'Loughlin. And he scored. He brings it back. And he's kicked it. What a goal. What a cracker.
Morrison getting back. Ball rolling. It's all over. The Swans have won. An absolute effort. A classic at the Sydney Cricket Ground. One of the big ones of 1998.
The Bulldogs feature in a couple of thrillers.
It's a mark. It's a point.
A 1-point loss to the Cats. Then this spine tingler at Waverley.
That is amazing. A goal in the first minute. Fender swoop. Here's a goal coming up. Hudson. Bulldogs in front by a point.
The unsinkable St Kilda has hit an iceberg. After plain sailing for most of the journey, skipper Stanley finds he's got too many passengers who are just cruising. The crew are getting sillier than Gilligan's Island, and some midshipmen think they're on the Love Boat.
It has been mentioned that there's sort of maybe a twos game around the corner, and there's also rumours, they're coming from outside the club, that there's possible trades involved, but I'm sort of not trying to think about that too much.
Aussie's career is salvageable. Not so Nicky Winmar's.
Down there, but against Nicky Winmar at centre half back. Well, this is amazing. Now, Stan Alves is in an invidious position here. He's got to take Nicky Winmar off the ground. He is out of control. He's coming off the ground. I'm pretty sure the runner's gone out. He'll be straight off the ground.
We just got to weigh up what the individual's doing in terms of the team, and at that point of time we just felt that Nicky's actions weren't in the best interest of our team, and we were being distracted, and it just wasn't of any benefit for us.
Skipper Stan rearranges the deck chairs and tries to steady the ship. He'll need to be Tony Bullimore to avoid getting stuck up that well-known creek without a paddle. The Houdini of 1998 has to be this man. This man. Not since Rocky has a punch-drunk battler climbed up off the canvas and so astounded the sporting world. His first half of the season is abysmal. He admits to up and undering in the coach's box. He's bruised and battered and disconnected. But on August the 5th, he's reappointed as Carlton's coach for the next 2 years. Whether you're a skipper on the Titanic, a hired gun who's been carted off to Boot Hill, a docker about to walk the plank, or a heart attack just waiting to happen, this is no season for the faint of heart.
Certainly nothing timid about some of those bumps, and on the receiving end of one of them, well, James heard Gavin Mitchell collected you something fierce and you're a little bit groggy after that.
I don't think I've got probably as good as that in my career. I think that was the best I've been bumped.
But it came from a little bloke.
It came from a little bloke and he got up very high, and I don't remember about 3 or 4 minutes. It's quite strange, but I had a shocking headache that night, and for a couple of days afterwards I was very sore on the head.
I really thought you would have picked up the flash of red boots on the way in.
But the red boots look good on Gavin. They sort of made him coming, but I must have turned at the wrong minute, the wrong way, and he just got me, and yeah, as I said, I was very crook for a couple of days.
Completely blindsided. Well, what about the mark of Winston Abraham now? That was just one out of the box. Is that mark of the year? There's certainly a few contenders. Jeff Farmer also took a very good mark. Brett Montgomery, I thought, took a sensational mark from the Western Bulldogs. He has.
Mark Brenda took a good mark against
he certainly
West
did.
Coast, which was pretty good.
Who did you put on top?
I think at the moment it has to be Winston Abrahams. But one thing interesting about that was about 3 weeks ago, well, before the finals, Montgomery made a statement about there's still a couple of weeks to go, and then he's pulled out a hanger about the next week, I think. So he's obviously very confident at the moment, and be interesting to see what he pulls out, what he had pulled out sort of during the season.
Certainly has taken a few goodies. And just talking about that Winston Abraham mark, Wayne Carey still insists that he was actually passing it.
He does.
Now, we all know he teed off for goal, and Abraham's jumped from about 5 yards away and still on the way up when he landed on the
guy he took it on is a very tall player too. It wasn't as though he took it on a short guy, a very tall player.
It was an incredible jump. And talking about North Melbourne, well, they've decided to play 5 games in Sydney next year.
That's huge, and maybe that's the future of North Melbourne is in Sydney, who knows. But what they're looking to play 15 home games at the MCG and 5 at the SCG, which
It's not a bad draw, is it?
really, to the rest of the competition.
Well, all of a sudden, you're not playing... how many away games are you playing? If you're playing
really?
15 and 5. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? It's certainly... Well, let's face it, a very favourable draw for North Melbourne next year. What about Nicky Winmar? Now, he blew up against Carlton. His own teammates couldn't calm him down. What's the future hold for him? It has been a disappointing end to St Kilda's season. He finished in pretty good form.
He played quite well against Melbourne, finished the year off quite well. So I think he's probably got a spot at St Kilda, but I'd be thinking that he wouldn't want to have another repeat performance like he did that day against Carlton.
It's unfortunate for both St Kilda and Nicky what happened. I think a few of our players were there actually watching the game because we had Carlton the week after, and they were saying to me that they were just sitting there feeling the disappointment for Nicky and the embarrassment that obviously he felt when he walked off the field.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out about Nicky Winmar's future and also that of a lot of other players as the drafting and trading really starts to hot up. After this break, the fallout as an era ends and more magic from Jeff Farmer as we count down to That Was the Season That Was.
He's alive.
Hang in there, mate. Can't you do something?
With any changes in his behaviour, any warning sign?
You think she deliberately harmed her baby?
You do not have kids unless you're prepared to look after them.
What is going on? Your work's been substandard all day. This isn't like you. I'm onto it. Jasmine, are you all right?
Don't miss a special All Saints Tuesday on 7.
G'day, I'm Les Twentyman. The Melbourne Toyota dealers want me to flog to you this Toyota Hilux 4x2, which should be easy because this has got everything, even a radio. But what makes this really easy to flog is the price, $16,990. And that includes a magnificent trade just like this. Toyota Hilux 4x2, $16,990. Bloody brilliant at Melbourne Toyota dealers now.
It's showtime again!
It's the biggest event in the event state.
That's right, and the show's bigger and better than ever with more farm animals.
Lots of baby animals too.
More fabulous food.
Yeah, man.
More fantastic rides. More awesome action. More family fun. More excitement. More fireworks. More of everything.
Let's go.
The Royal Show. It's the biggest event in the event state. September 17th to 27th.
See you at the show.
Sound Essentials. Now there's a massive selection of music for an unbeatable price. Plus for a limited time only, Metallica, Shania Twain,
If you're not
Hanson,
The Cranberries, Tonic, Spiderbait. Great choice, great value, all for under $20. Sound Essentials. Don't miss out.
We recently sent an RACV assessor to Hallam. He found lightning doesn't need to strike twice. Once makes enough mess. The chimney had collapsed, bricks hit the family's dining setting, and soot filled the house. It took 14 different contractors to fix the damage. Not that the family knew, because the RACV organised everything, even getting the craftsman who built the table to repair it. It's just one more way RACV Insurance treat you as a member, not a number.
If you want to save on your international phone calls, take AAPT Smart Chat for a spin. Because Smart Chat off-peak calls to the UK, USA, Canada, Ireland and New Zealand are now just 35 cents per minute. Nobby?
creators of Independence Day. The Visitor premieres Thursday.
As I say, the writing was on the wall all week because, unfortunately, the worst thing about footballers is they can read. And mind you, only some of them just get above grade 3. But the way some of the journalists write, they can still follow it.
Righto, boys, bring it in. I've got your test results back. Muddy? Muddy, where are you?
Yeah, over here, mate.
Muddy, not good enough. 3 out of 10, spelled dog wrong.
I've told you, blokes, 100 times. If you don't know how it's spelled, sound the word out.
Goodness sake. I don't know. Donners, where are you? Well done, son. 6 out of 10, best mark.
Woo! Thanks, McGee.
You're going okay. C-A-T. You'll be okay this quarter.
Wreck.
You'll be okay.
Wreck off.
Welcome back. That's W-E-L-C-O-M-E-B-A-C-K. I think I got that right. As Mick Malthouse said, the writing certainly is on the wall for some clubs. And it's crunch time as we head towards the finals.
After weeks of weighing up the pros and cons with his family, Matthews hopped on the first flight this morning to the place he'll call home for the next 3 years.
Lethal Lee abandons the couch for the sun, surf and to seek a solution to the plague which decimated the Lions' year. In other coaching changes amongst the also-rans, Damien Drum takes over from Neesham at Freo. Collingwood reappoints Tony Shaw after news is leaked that the Magpies had approached Drum, only to find out that Drum had chosen Freo. Meanwhile, Port replaces Jack Cale with Mark Williams.
See Liver just getting ready to come back on. This huge roar from the Bulldog fans and some jeers from the Essendon fans.
The littlest gladiator makes a miraculous comeback in round 21, defying the doctors and inspiring his mates. Against Essendon, the three amigos show their herding instinct.
And they run through, and James Hird and Ramiro and what have you.
It's the law of the jungle, or is that the roar of the jungle, as the Lions and the Tigers ape each other and beat their chests in a melee that sees 4 reported.
What are we going to be in for?
Injuries and suspension cost him last year. Is this going to be his century tonight? 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Here they come.
As the world closes in on Plugger, Wayne Schwass shows selfless devotion by flinging himself in front of the big man. No chance he'll get a wet willy from Plugger.
Sending play back down towards the half-forward line for the Saints. Reaching over the top there, Jakovic. Hit it back towards the middle. Sirakoski, the hand pass to Harvey. Released inside the 50. Question of accuracy. He's bounced it through. Goal to the Saints.
The Titanic rises again. No need for lifeboats just yet, as a stern stand steers his sailors to their first win for 6 weeks.
On his 200. 3 cheers for Banner.
At Football Park, it's North by 13 points in what many consider to be the game of the season. Certainly, it's a dress rehearsal for the biggest match of the year. And if the grand final is half as entertaining as this, it'll be a ripper.
Gets the hand pass. McLeod in the open goal. Mickey Martin couldn't get a touch. It's unbelievable. Bell's at the back. He can tidy up for North Melbourne. Peter Bell has done it.
As of this weekend, I'll play this weekend, but then I'll be retiring from league football. So this weekend will be my last game.
He's live and kicking goals for the last time.
Period of time when their career comes to an end. And what a fantastic banner that the Hawthorn cheer squad has gone and been able to produce today. That's a wonderful caricature. He's got it, Nick Holland. He gives off the hand pass to Harford, who pins it back in front of goal. Dunstall, he's kicked the goal! Oh, what a dream start! Unloads. Dunstall, he's got it! Going for his second goal today. The roar tells the story.
As Jason kicks off, or as that kicks on, the finals contenders kick in with some amazing turn-ups. North and the Dogs play a scorcher.
Abraham's kick across the half-forward line. It's gathered by Carey. Is there an advantage? Yes. There is. In goes Carey for his second goal in a minute, and he's got it. Big impact on this game. Harvey back onto the ground. Mark West, slip little hand pass for Ramiro. In turn Cameron. Doesn't mind this, Leon Cameron. Go for goal and get a quick answer. What a magnificent kick by Leon Cameron.
McKernan's got it. No. Play on. Taken by Harvey. Kick the goal. Harvey's kicked the goal. Taken again by Pike. It's there. They've won 9 in a row. One of the greatest games you'll ever see.
As the full forward the Bulldogs thought they'd found finds himself outed for 2 weeks after this costly clash. Geelong's president and board quit on match morning, but the Cats topple the Dons. The Titanic hits another iceberg.
They're all going for Lappin. Siren! It's gone through with the siren sounding. Support. I think the point after the siren, the Lions have won a point.
And the Tigers perish without a bang or a whimper as the Wizard gets about as high as Boris Yeltsin on vodka.
Now they penetrate towards the goal line. Up goes Farmer! That is unbelievable. There has to be a trampoline behind that contest, the way he got up.
There's just no doubting this young player's potential. Have a look at this jump and run and mark.
The Demons weave even more magic in the first final.
Recovers well, the veteran goes at goal, and he has kicked it. Melbourne second. Farmer, some magic again. He's off this time. He's going. A bounce. And he kicks another one. Woden up to Neitz. Hart was in the road. Farmer finds space and snaps. Magnificent goal. Maybe a bit further out. Again into the square. This has got plenty on it.
Neil Danaher has become the ringmaster of the footy circus. With the Wizard, an ox, a Lion King, jugglers and his high flyers on the trapeze, this troupe is rehearsing for the main event.
Boys, we're on a bit of a roll. You know that? You've just got to keep it low key. We'll just keep it low key, go through the week. I don't know who we got, but we're in good touch. We're in good touch. It's a credit to you. Credit to you to get this club, your club, from 16th to 4th or whatever, and we're on a bit of a roll. Don't take it for granted. Don't flirt with it. We've got to keep our work rate up.
The Marshmallow final is a sweet victory for North. No one can be accused of going to jelly in this clash of the confectionaries.
Archer goes bang and gets the goal.
The Candy King plays Willy Wonka as he runs off with the lollies.
Carey hooks it back. Carey kicks a goal. What a match he's having.
And Sheeds gets a gobstopper.
And the marshmallows are flying out here at the moment, Bruce. A few are hitting Kevin, but luckily they're very soft.
The Eagles crash out.
Croft a great tackle. Jankovic still the target from behind Montgomery.
The park at centre half forward, Rowan Smith. Goal!
And beaks are put badly out of joint. A little bird whispers that Worsfold is unhappy at being left out and may now face extinction. As Mick breeds a new generation of Eagles, he may face the empty nest syndrome.
Sydney are coming home with the breeze, and Stan is having plenty to say. 3 points the margin. Sydney leads. Pump them up, Stan. They're going to need it for the final quarter.
Skipper Stan launches into a sink-or-swim tirade in a wet and willing climax to the Sydney Saints final. The suspense goes right up to the final curtain as the first weekend of finals sets up even more drama.
Down the line, missed by Nix, here's a chance. Thompson onto it, the big play of the night. The kick in front of Winmar. Wharf, Winmar played him beautifully. Still Nicky's there, still Nicky's there. He's just missed it. Oh, the old fella played it superbly. Just couldn't quite finish what was going to be a magic touch on. Jones without the siren. Sydney have won. Sydney in a thriller.
Well, there's plenty of coaching appointments happening around the place, but down at Collingwood, They eventually reappointed Tony Shaw. Now, what about the treatment of Shaw? That seemed a little bit harsh, I think, Bucks.
Yeah, I'm sure, looking back now, that the club's a bit disappointed with the way it came out at board level, especially. I think they would have been disappointed that there were leaks, but I'm glad that Shaw's been reappointed. I think once your coach is sort of going through the ringer a bit and gets through it, it's always a positive, so we're looking forward to next year.
It's nothing worse than a league at a footy club, because the clubs normally come out and said something which is in direct contrast to what the league is, and then when the league's proven true, you end up with a bit of egg on your face, don't you?
That's footy clubs, aren't they? They're not always known to tell the truth.
It certainly is. And some other appointments around the place. Mark Williams replacing Jack Cale at Port Adelaide. That's a big one for them.
Will be excellent, Jason. He's an excellent communicator and has a good knowledge of footy and really can motivate players, and I think he'll be a very good coach at Port Adelaide.
And Nick, what about the appointments of Lee Matthews at Brisbane and also Damien Drum at Freo?
Yeah, well, Damien Drum, obviously, he's been looking around for a few years for a job and has obviously got it, and they're pretty impressed with him. I think did he have a go at the Collingwood job, or sort of?
Yeah, well,
I think he had a choice.
That was the major league. Well, apparently, mate, you can't.
Fancy saying you're second best. He's knocked you blokes back for Freo.
Oh, well,
actually,
we'll see what happens next year.
It's only sure. I mean, you guys, when you're up and well, you're playing well. I mean, during the year, when you guys didn't have any injuries, you played so well under him, so it was good to see him actually get the job again.
But like every good Collingwood side, when they're bad, they're real bad, Nick.
Thanks, mate.
And one man that made a huge comeback this year, he broke down early in the year with a knee reconstruction, Tony Liberatore.
Yes, and his comeback game was
in a matter of weeks
against us, and he was well, he was fantastic when he ran on the ground and gave it to me. I think it was the first thing he did in league footy, and I was most appreciative of it, Jason.
Well, what a remarkable comeback! It's made a mockery of the 9 months, 12 months, whatever the normal period of recuperation is.
He is a very strong fellow. He's got real strong, stocky legs, which are there to support the knees, obviously. And I was amazed to see a couple of weeks ago when he actually played without the brace.
Yeah,
his
body size helps him.
He's built low to the ground. He doesn't jump much, so he's perhaps not putting the same stress on, but it certainly is a remarkable comeback.
Sure is, and good for the Footscray football team, the Western Bulldogs. Having him in the side helps them immensely to get together as a team. So,
Jace, we saw you getting carried off after your retirement and sculling champagne. How does that decision sit with you at the moment?
Well, I think it's easy at the moment because you're not missing any matches or any training. The season's over. I think the tough time will come probably when they start training again next year or playing next year. I certainly won't miss the beginning of pre-season, I can tell you right now. In actual fact, I might even make it down for the first session. But look, it was an emotional time retiring. You know, it's a great part of your life and certainly the best years of my life to date. And it has to come to an end. It also happened for Paul Roos. I mean, there's a time and a place when it just has to happen, and unfortunately you can't say no to Father Time, so I felt it was the right time to get out, and fortunately my teammates celebrated in the best possible fashion by having a fantastic win against Freo.
Must admit I was surprised when Jace pulled the pin, when you called that.
Well, mate, when you get to 34, you tell me how you're travelling and we'll have this conversation all over again. We must thank Nick Daffy for coming in, and it's unfortunate that things didn't turn out just as you would have liked for the Tigers, but there's always next year, Nick.
Yeah, well, we start training in 19th of October, so it's, we've got a few weeks to think about it and we'll get straight back into it. So
something to look forward to, Nick. Next in, that was the season that was, the excitement of the Brownlow, plus our Man of the Year, and the climax to 1998 for two great teams.
Next, stay tuned for an all-night football lovers' paradise. Some of the most unforgettable AFL finals matches of all time. Sevens Footy Marathon is next.
Holden's out to prove they're #1 for value with a limited edition of Australia's #1 bestseller, the 50th anniversary Commodore, with $2,000 worth of extra value. And you could win an Ansett holiday at your Holden dealer now.
To earn 50% more Ansett Australia frequent flyer points with every dollar spent, just use your Diners Club card. You can earn points toward flight rewards over lunch or dinner, or by taking a short taxi trip across town, or just by picking up something special for that special someone. It's all very simple. Join Diners Club now and start earning flight rewards faster.
Breaker Extreme. Less filling, so you can toss it down fast.
Question for Mark. What do you think of the current Pakistan team?
They're a very good cricket side. They'll be one of our toughest challenges.
Tom, who are the danger men?
I'd say Anwar.
I'd reckon Sahal.
Stuart, what do you want in Pakistan?
It's easy. Plenty of wickets, maybe even a couple of runs.
And Michael, what do you want?
I want my Foxtel.
The Australian tour of Pakistan is live on Fox Sports. No wonder everyone's saying,
I want my Foxtel too.
Yeah, me too. Don't forget mine, guys.
My mobile's gone walkabout.
Where do you go for top brand mobile phones? Dick Smith Electronics. The best plan for you, plus batteries, chargers and accessories? Dick Smith Electronics.
That's where you go.
Just how complete is your home loan? Does it give you a rate guaranteed for the first year to get you off to a good start? Nope. Does it let you redraw your extra repayments if you get sick or lose your job? Perhaps not.
My home loan does all those things because it's from the bank.
Happy anniversary, Holden. Got you.
Holden's out to prove they're #1 for value with sensational new models of value pack Vectra. Vectra sedan from only $24,990. Vectra hatch from just $26,500. And the all-new Vectra wagon. Amazing value at just $26,500. Everyone's a winner. And you could win an Ansett holiday at your Holden dealer now.
Happy anniversary, Holden.
Need a reliable Sparky? Rates won't shop, $60 an hour. Plus 10% GST.
John Howard's GST doesn't just apply to goods, but to something that's never been taxed before. Services. Authorised by Barry Jones for the ALP Canberra.
Sunday, the award-winning movie that changed cinema forever becomes a blockbuster event.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Acclaimed as indisputably great, tremendous fun, stunning, daring, the action sizzles.
Don't you hate that?
Hey, what?
Uncomfortable silences.
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, and Bruce Willis. Pulp Fiction. Sunday on 7.
Silly games that you were playing, empty words we both were saying. Let's work it out, boy. Let's work it out, boy. 'Cause tonight is the night when two become one. I need some love like I never needed love before. Make love to you, baby. I had a little love, now I'm back for more.
Two becomes one. How appropriate, because at the end of tomorrow, well, two teams start out, but only one will stand as the victor. There's certainly no love lost in the finals, and hasn't the past fortnight been relentless?
Saturday, September the 12th, Joseph Gutnick spends the day at home and in the synagogue, far from the Temple of Sport, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where a fervent congregation sees the demons exorcise the saints. Gutnick's Melbourne is pursuing football's holy grail.
Started out seeking fortune and glory. It's a short song, but it's a hell of a story when you spend your lifetime trying to get your hands on the Holy Grail.
The Demons' rise from 16th last year continues, while the Saints' 1998 mission ends. It's do or die, or knee for a knee, in this angry exchange. Barry Hall is ready to rip the arms off Adam Uze, but big, bustling Barry is taken from the field, gets 4 weeks, and the Saints season is shipwrecked, sunk to the bottom of the sea.
He's 35 out. Kick it. He's got it at last. What a pity, the kick. Still in the field of play. Oh, what a goal.
The goal-getting instincts of Jeffrey Farmer bedazzle the St Kilda backmen. Stan tries 3 opponents against Farmer, but the number 33 is so balanced and goal-orientated, he confounds mere mortals.
the Robran, yeah, just a bit more height probably there against Luff.
Robran to James to Vardy. This is dangerous as he shoots in towards goal and he's put it through.
Robran did very well at the back. James couldn't quite. McLeod could. Vardy will kick his fourth, you'd reckon. Going, got it. A big one.
The Crows rebound from their shocker against Melbourne by playing relentless football in the SCG wet, blighting their opponents, showing plenty of heart, and are smart under pressure. Plugger and his mates are dispatched to the doghouse. The Bulldogs' Terry Wallace is named All-Australian Coach of the Year. Naturally, the King is chosen as captain.
And here they are as a group. Congratulations to each and every one of them. What a collection. The best of the best.
The All-Australian selections are roundly praised, and so is the choice of Byron Pickett as Norwich Rising Star, another North Melbourne success story in 1998. Not so warmly received is the leak of Essendon's decision to retire Gary O'Donnell. The former skipper, best and fairest winner and premiership player is miffed that he doesn't get the chance to announce his own retirement, and no amount of marshmallows will pacify him. North and the Bulldogs go swimmingly in their week off, while Range Rovers are bumper to bumper at Melbourne training, as anxious fans worry whether Jeff White will recover from a corked thigh for Friday night's knockout against the Kangaroos. Speaking of knockouts, Stan Alves gets one on Monday, September the 21st. St Kilda announces it's scuttling the career of skipper Stan. The Saints Admiralty quotes player dissatisfaction as a factor, the same reason given to Captain Bligh when he was cast overboard from the Bounty. Gee, Stan, now even you would have to agree that commentating with crackers makes more sense than footy coaching.
I certainly brought passion, excitement to the club, and I left nobody no doubt as to how I felt in terms of when we were going well and when we were going poorly, and so no regrets.
On the same day, Stan's former first mate, Robert Harvey, becomes a bigger star than Leonardo DiCaprio. While Harvey's second successive Brownlow is widely applauded, Wayne Carey's still smiling after North's shellacking of Melbourne in the preliminary final.
McKernan shields his eyes. Grant did very well to McKernan. McKernan clever. If it sits for Roberts, he'll kick a goal. Roberts running in. No one to handball to. Hooks it and kicks up beauty. What a goal. It was attached. It's a goal.
Goes straight down the ground. He's got to get it. Punched away by Simpson and keeps his footing and goes for goal. Adam Simpson and kicks a North Melbourne goal.
Kicks to McKernan, who's been the best target of the night. Went over the top. Beautifully read by Grant. He's kicked three. He can waltz all the way in. Runs his full measure and hammers it. Hammers it home.
Blakey's kick across his left shoulder. Back goes McKernan.
Corey McKernan has slumbered all season, but on the night he's really needed, Corey takes 11 marks to negate Jeff White, whose solitary mark is no consolation to the Melbourne members who've waited 34 years for a flag. As North heads for its 11th win in a row, the Demons try desperately to carry on their fairy tale.
The hand pass by Phoebe sets it up for Rigoni. Rigoni can go short. He's got a player running in support. He's got to force the shepherd, he does. Rigoni free bounces. No one to kick to. He'll go for goal. Go Rigoni! A great goal! Equals Marcus Seaton.
Neil Danaher's men can be proud of their year, though Melbourne's fans suspect they've seen the last of two champions. The much-loved Gary Lyon and one of footy's greatest success stories, Jim Steins. McKernan's form is echoed by his grand final opponent, Sean Wren, whose superb ruck work drives the Crows to an awesome 68-point win over the Bulldogs. The league's sleeping giants turn on an exhibition of frightening power to end the Bulldogs' dream of their first grand final in 37 years.
Sets it up, they'll contest about 20 metres out. Wine knocked it away. Ellen falling to the ground to Jarman. He won't miss. And now they're pulling away.
Grant's gone to centre-half back on Matthew Robert now. Leon Cameron to a half-back flank.
Look at this. Johnson out of the centre. 70 metres out. Long kick. It's got to carry. It's another one. Adelaide charge into a grand final.
Matthew Robran tears the Bulldogs apart, kicking 6, while Andrew McLeod boots 7. The Crows rolling towards back-to-back premierships.
Well, it certainly has been a great final series to date. Now, I know, Bucks, you haven't had the honour and privilege of playing in the grand final as yet, but James, you have.
Yes.
What do you think's going through the players' minds at the moment?
Well, very nervous Friday night before the game. I mean, it's a big event, the biggest of your life. It was the biggest of my life at that stage.
It's not the sort of night where you expect a lot of sleep, is it?
No, you just hope you get to sleep. You sit in bed and you just think, go to sleep, go to sleep. And eventually you do and get up and ready to go.
Well, it's time now to announce our Man of the Year for entertainment value this season. And just to refresh everyone's minds, here again are the candidates.
Tony Liberatore for being footy's #1 pest. Kevin Sheedy for turning marshmallows into grenades. Nikki Winmar for best dummy spit. Joseph Gutnick for spending Saturdays with the kids. David Parkin for the rare times he doesn't throw up in the box. Dougie Hawkins for the dumbest remark of '98. Nathan Buckley for his wet willies. And Plugger, because we're too frightened to leave him out.
Well, they were the candidates casting votes, boys. Who did you vote for, James?
Well, I voted for Kevin Sheedy, of course. The marshmallow deal was the biggest of the year, and not surprisingly, but disappointingly, he probably wouldn't have won, I don't think.
And Bucks?
I'm going for
You vote for yourself, of course you would.
Very prestigious award, mate. I want to take it out.
Well, we're joined by our Man of the Year now. It's none other than Carlton coach David Parkin. Congratulations, David.
David, great work.
Yeah, this would obviously rate right up there with your achievements as a coach and a footballer.
I can certainly tell you, Jason, I wasn't going to be sitting here. I didn't think after round 11, I think we had about 8 consecutive losses on the road, except we were going backwards instead of forwards. And I thought if we could actually get moving in the second half of the year, I might be able to be reappointed, which is luckily I think's happened. I can tell you I was avoiding Big Jack like the plague after we got crushed by Port Adelaide by I think about 8 or 9 goals. But I think we've actually built something very, very good in the second half of the year, and I think we've actually instilled that type of confidence into the players and that team sort of game plan that we can sort of move forward into the next millennium with some terrific success for our institution.
I have to agree, you have finished. You did finish the season off well. One sort of loss for the club at the end of the year has been Peter Dean's retirement. How do you see that sitting, or Dean's involvement the last couple of years, and how will he be missed?
Well, I think you only ever get one Peter Dean in a coach's lifetime, Bucks, and Peter, for as long as I can remember, has probably been the captain of the back half, and he's been terrific both on and off the field as a leader and as a quality person around the club. And we will sorely miss that type of bloke. I mean, he's just one of those guys that I think takes the younger blokes when they first come in, the young draftees, and I think he takes them under his wing, he nurtures them and tells them how to go about this sort of rough game of ours. And I think when everybody leaves our institution, I think they all have a fair bit of Peter Dean in them.
Well, congratulations and thank you to David Parkin for joining us. He is our Man of the Year, and certainly, well, a worthy, very worthy winner of our Man of the Year. Just about time for us to go. Thank you to James Hird and to Nathan Buckley. What does tomorrow hold for you two, gentlemen?
Going to the game, sitting out in the bleachers and just
you won't
sitting
be
with
sitting
the
in the
public.
bleachers,
I'll be
James.
sitting in the general area. Unlike yourself, Jason, you'll be up in that box with that champagne and beer, won't you?
Chardonnay, I hope, not
Chardonnay
beer. That's a little bit too common for the grand final. Bucks, will you be going along?
Yeah, begrudgingly, I think. I'd much prefer to play in one, mate, as everyone else would, than watch one, but it should be interesting.
I think it's a good thing to do if you're not playing, to go along and have a look, because it just
stirs the emotions.
You realise what you're missing out on, and it certainly does give you the motivation to make sure that if you've got an opportunity to be there, you'll grab it with both hands. So to everyone that's going along to the grand final or even watching tomorrow, have a great one. We'll say goodbye, but before we do, well, we'll leave you with this tribute to all those for whom 1998 was their last season of footy.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
They've been monkeying around for years.
Picking the lice off my sister right now.
Now they're fighting like cats and dogs.
You're deluded.